Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ascension podcast for the date and time 6th of April. There we go. Today, Alien is away, so I am instead joined by some other human.
Hello.
Hello, it's Lewis. So yeah, we're just going to be talking about some cool stuff today. Some more sort of, dare I say, deep topics. But yeah, Lewis is going to do his best to keep up, I think, and
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Um, so for those of you in Twitch or those of you watching on Spotify, of course, we are live streaming every episode Saturday at 3 p.m. BST over on twitch.tv/ForXNHD. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and follow us and watch these live. And we, of course, take questions from chat if there is anybody watching. Okay, yeah, let's get on with it. So, first of all, I think we're going to talk about the BAFTAs, right? The BAFTA Game Awards is something that's apparently happened.
Yeah.
If the website was working, I would be able to look at the. There we go. Yeah, so we've got the nominations here. We're just going to be going through them, I guess. I have no idea what any of these games are. Well, a couple of games. Actually, no, there's actually quite a few decent ones here that I know of. Okay, Lewis, do you want to start?
Yeah. Where do we start? I'm looking at the
The nominations page, yeah.
I'm looking at the winners right now.
Yeah, we'll just talk about the winners, to be honest. And
I'm looking at the winners. Let's pick out because I haven't played a couple of these. I've played a few of them.
yeah, I've sort of know of some of these. So yeah, I'm not
Are
sure
we
really.
gonna avoid the Fortnite one?
I think we sort of I think we'll start with that one, and then everything afterwards will just be better.
Okay. Well,
So yeah,
Fortnite got evolving game.
evolving game Fortnite. Oh yeah, if you click on them, you can see the nominations.
Yeah, the nominations
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I don't know how Fortnite managed to scoop that one out.
from Elite as well. Elite was on there and it didn't
Elite was
get
on
it.
there. Siege is on there as well.
Overwatch. Yeah, that was kind of a low tier baller though.
Yeah, I mean, out of those nominations, I would have expected Rainbow Six to win because they've like their content updates
Rainbow
are
Six.
constantly their content updates
What
are
over Destiny?
literally yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Destiny got a lot of that changed all the time. Like I remember playing that when it started. I played it on release for like I don't know, like 12 hours. I got to top level with my mate,
Right.
and then since then it's just like because I left it for like a year, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember.
And then yeah, when I came back, I had to. Are we allowed to swear?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna find it very hard to censor
Yeah.
myself.
No, it's fine.
Um, yeah, like I came back and I had to fucking learn everything. I had to go watch videos and stuff like that and get like Connor to teach me.
Right.
It was just a bit too much for me. But that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Like it evolved a lot.
Yeah. Right. Like Rainbow Six is different from when it dropped. I haven't really played Elite, so I don't really know. But Destiny's
How would you
definitely gotten
qualify like an evolving
an
game? Like what?
evolving game. It's just something that's changed considerably since release, I think. Or like
But
something that is
how? Like with
constantly
the
changing.
addition of characters or game mechanics?
Yeah, well I think the only evolving that Fortnite does is literally just like it changes little bits of the map and adds skins. Like I don't think there's actually anything there that I would class as a properly evolving game.
I don't know because it looks at what other games are doing well and then does them.
Yeah, but Fortnite isn't itself like it's a very stagnant genre. There isn't really much room for changing how because it's like it's centered on one game mode, right?
Yeah.
So you're constantly just using that game mode to spur on players with content, right? So all you can add really, and all Fortnite I think have added is smaller additions to the map and skins and stuff like and the season pass. But games like Forsaken, Destiny 2 Forsaken, which have consistently push the boat out and changing the game, how the game works, adding different like weapon archetypes and different mission types and stuff like that. I think that game should have definitely won evolving game, probably. probably definitely. Yeah, I think it does get the one up on Siege, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that does. I feel like, I mean, Fortnite was going to win anyway. It's got such a massive
Yeah,
cult following now.
yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Like, you're not going to get over that. You're not
No,
going to get past it.
yeah, definitely.
Overwatch, there's not really a lot to say. They just add new characters every now and then, a map every year or so.
Yeah, nothing too like big there, to be honest.
Nothing massive.
Nothing massive.
What else? What else has won? So the best game overall, God of War.
God of War for best game. Probably. I've never played it.
You not played it?
No.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you haven't
Yeah,
played it.
I know.
I haven't either.
Is it even on PC? Oh, is it even on PC? I actually have
question.
no idea.
I'm sure it must be, right? Like if I go into it's probably Steam, right?
Yeah, probably.
War. It's not. It's not.
It's not. So I don't have a console, so that immediately means that I haven't played that game.
Yeah.
However, games, I know a bit about it as well. Like it's just sort of, yeah, PS4 exclusive. There you go. Thanks, Alien. See, Alien is the one that carries me through with all the fucking information, and I'm just here like, what's going on?
Is he listening
He's
to
in
the
chat.
podcast?
Yeah, he's in chat.
Even though he said he was too busy to be here.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
scum, absolute scum. Yeah, no. From that, I'd say the only ones that I really recognise are Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War. But I mean, I can see why God of War would have succeeded because it is really like, according to the people that played it that I know, God of War is a really successful game. I can't really comment on how it's a successful game, what it does right, what the gameplay is like.
Excellent story.
It's
very
amazing.
Gritty. It's very real. Well, right. As real as fantasy can get.
Yeah, I suppose.
You can quote that one.
There we go. As real as fantasy can get. Trademark.
Yeah. Otherwise, the other games on there like Celeste and Return of the Obra Dinn, they're very nice. I think they're indie titles. Celeste not so much now.
Yeah, I've never heard of those two. It's Astrobot and Celeste.
Return of the Obra Dinn, fantastic game. Absolutely brilliant. It's very unique in its art style. It's very unique in its gameplay. Like there's very few games that I can name off the top of my head that do the same thing. It's one of those murder mysteries.
Right. Okay.
Where you've got to figure out what happened on the boat, how everyone died, what they were trying to achieve, and their links to each other, and who each individual person is, because you've got no idea from the start.
Right.
And it is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool. I'm just putting the trailer on in the background right now.
Oh, for Return of the Obra Dinn.
Yeah, it looks really unique in its art style. I think it's almost like a weirdly 3D rendered, like old version of I don't know, Doom or like just an old game like that.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those. It's one of those that's going to be just a classic in its genre. Like the way that Bastion was. Have you ever played Bastion?
No, I don't think so. I haven't really played that many sort of far out games, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not too important. It's sort of a little bit off topic talking about other games, but
yeah,
Return of the Obra Dinn, fantastic game if you've not checked it out.
Yeah, definitely. Looks pretty interesting. Yeah. So, what next? What's the next sort of big game on this British game? I love how there is a British game. Oh, because I guess it's the BAFTA.
And they chose Forza over
Forza?
what? Over Red Dead,
that's
The Room.
How is Red Dead a British game? Oh, Rockstar, of course.
Yeah, Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar North.
They're situated near me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Overcooked 2 is on that list.
2 Point Hospital as well.
2 Point Hospital, I can understand.
Yeah.
I remember when that dropped. I remember Connor just fucking doing nothing but that. He was lost to patients and
he was lost to Point Hospital.
Hey.
Thanks. I'm here all week. Yeah. No, I think 2 Point Hospital is one of those sort of very niche buildy like simulation games. Like you get games like City Skylines and SimCity and all of those sort of games which are like really broad, and then you've got the ones which are like nobody really think to do. Like who builds who makes a hospital builder? Do you get what I mean? Like it's a bit,
Oh, I see.
you
Yeah.
know, you've
I mean,
got,
they've always been around.
yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it's like city builders are quite broad spectrum, and that's quite a sort of a piece of the pie, I think. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but um, yeah, Forza Horizon 4, I think it's like, I don't know, racing games really never really like racing games on the PC. Oh, it was a new remake of the classic theme hospital. Okay, yeah, I see. I don't know. I don't know those things. You know these things.
What's that?
Alien just said it was a new remake of the classic theme hospital, which I've
Yeah.
heard of, but not really.
Yeah, that's what I was on about. It's always been around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does look like an interesting game. It looks quite fun, but I don't know. I don't really like themed sim builders.
You don't like themed
I just
builders.
prefer like city like because it's a bigger scale, and there's like more stuff that you can do, and you have to think about like, I don't know, thinking about traffic in games like City Skylines always gives me a semi, because it's like it's really frustrating. But then when you build like a good network, it really it's the cherry
Really
on the
gets you
cake
going.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate micromanaging games. Oh, I think I've been through this before with Connor.
Right.
I'm just looking at other British games, and fuck me, we don't make anything. We
Yeah.
don't do good things
No. Yeah.
in the video game world.
British games.
We do. It's all very sort
Crackdown
of.
3.
That's probably the biggest title you'll find on that list,
Yeah.
which is saying something.
Yeah.
We don't do good stuff.
What is the UK gaming industry?
Oh,
Is
Sunless Skies.
135 bill. Sunless Skies. Okay.
Sunless Skies, along with Sunless Sea. That's very, very good. That's very atmospheric. That should have been. That should have been on that list.
Apparently, the
instead
UK
of
is the third biggest game dev
fucking-
country. I find that somewhat hard to believe, considering I don't know any of these titles.
Hang on. Third biggest.
Kotaku, let's go.
Name two others, and they will be bigger.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of third biggest.
No, but this. Yeah. My point is, you're gonna struggle to
name two
more
bigger,
than three.
and they will be bigger.
Yeah.
The US and Japan. I mean,
there you go.
is that in order? Because I'm pretty sure Japan would be over the US. Not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, it will be. Of course, it will be. Look at the titles that Japan pushes out.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Crackdown 3 is like the only one on this list that I actually recognize.
There's not going to be many.
Dirt. Oh, Dirt. Okay.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Forza was clearly better.
Oh well, yeah, but again, Dirt
IMO,
is like
in my opinion.
yeah. Dirt is like a sort of niche. I think it's like a sort of niche racing game. It's like a, I don't know. You can't really have a niche racing game, right? But it's like a race.
Sure, you can.
Sure, you can. I guess, but it's like Forza is like has a lot more stuff in it, and I'm pretty sure Dirt is just rally.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're
Pretty
right.
sure. Yeah, it might be Rally Cross, which is a combination of rally and track racing, sort of.
Let's find a category and name some that we wanted there, because this is all very. I mean, it's
all very well and good. Multiplayer. How about we just go for multiplayer? It's a pretty easy one to do.
That's a pretty broad.
Yeah, it's the only one I think I can actually name a sort of multiplayer game for. But yeah, just talking about A Way Out though, real quick, before we name some ones that we think should be on there.
Fantastic.
Brilliant game.
Really good game.
Yeah,
I
really want to play it, but
to win that category.
yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and it's all bells and whistles and like
it's all good,
singing praise. Yeah, it's all really good. Yeah, I think A Way Out does something which a lot of games don't do anymore, and that's just like literally split screen co-op sort of gameplay. because apart from like some titles on Xbox One, you don't really get that many split screen co-op games anymore. It's
No.
all online co-op or not at all. And so I think, yeah, a way out, especially on PC, which I'm pretty sure there are like very very few PC games that actually have split screen co-op on them. So honestly, that's actually a pretty good thing that they bring to it, and it just gives that sort of closer social connections with games, I think.
Yeah, that's something I feel
It's
like
missing.
we're losing. I
Yeah.
feel like we're losing a lot of the closer social aspect. Like, the bigger games get and the wider that their audience get, the further away from your next door neighbor you get, I feel.
Yeah, I
Like,
think further away from your next door neighbor, sure, but you're much more closely connected with people from all over the world. Like in our clan, we have
yeah,
people from the US, we have people from Australia, we have people from every corner of the globe.
Sweden,
Sweden,
Denmark,
Denmark, Norway, Netherlands.
all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loads of guys, and so people that
What?
I would never have met if we were only playing games in the 80s.
Yeah, I think my point is, if that weren't a thing, and you still had to go to like fucking Blockbuster or something, or you had to go to your IT cafe and just meet the nerds there and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're trading your local friends, if that makes
Mm.
sense, like your closer friends, for people that you probably won't ever see unless you're making money and you can make the time and you can make the flight or the journey.
Yeah.
But I
Mm.
feel like that's what we're losing touch of. So games that are like split screen like that you can play with your housemate and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can just
Yeah.
get your housemate on Discord and start playing games, but you don't have them face to face. You don't have them
You're
there
not
with you. You
you're
don't have
not
a
sitting
physical connection.
you're not sitting on the sofa in the main room, drinking tinnies of £2 lager, like trying to get through Cuphead.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for uni
Or yeah, that's what I mean. Or
or
just trying
college
to
or whatever.
eating like frozen pizza, trying to beat your mate at
Eating
Halo.
frozen pizza. Jesus Christ. Okay, not that far.
It's hard time.
Cook it
You
first,
can't,
man. Cook
you
it
can't
first.
afford the oven.
Oh
Dude,
dear. Just go
you
outside
don't
and get
have enough.
some twigs and some stone and just go get some flint
Man,
and
how long
tinder.
would that take? That's off topic. That's definitely off topic. I'm
That
not
would
going
take
to
a
try
long
and.
time.
I'm
How
not
long
gonna
would
try
that
and.
take? Welcome to the Ascension podcast. Today's topic: how long would it take to light a pizza on fire?
Light a pizza on fire. I was talking about how long it would take
Oh,
to
to
cook
cook
over
it.
an open
Okay, we'll
fire.
do that as well. Alien's gonna dip. All right. See you later, Alien.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. So, What's your best favorite, most favorite, best favorite, most multiplayer game?
How long ago are we talking? Because
For this year, for this financial year, I guess, or this however long this
for this
spans back
financial
to.
year,
So this is like games from 2018, 2019. But
what have I
like,
played a lot multiplayer wise?
if you want to go further than that, then whatever. I mean, it's not exactly
I was
like
going to
we're
say
being accounted for
overall,
anything.
like in of all time, it's got to be Team Fortress 2. I feel like nothing has come close to how that was in its prime.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games have tried to do that. For example, Overwatch. Like Overwatch is just TF2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
with its own flavor. But of all time, yeah, Team Fortress 2. I remember sinking thousands of hours into that game.
Oh yeah, loads.
And just enjoying every second of it. But in the most recent year and a half, obviously PUBG. But a lot of people don't like that game. It's just me.
Yeah, I think Team Fortress 2 is a solid contender because it's old, right? But it's like it was the first game really to bring the sort of team, not like the team aspect, because obviously there were other games like I don't know, StarCraft maybe I think StarCraft had like a big sort of multiplayer thing just before TF2. And it's like just like big multiplayer games like that where it wasn't like the biggest, but it had a really close like social aspect to it, because like community, because of how Steam was like sort of picking up the pace a little bit in the TF2 sort of years and stuff like that, and it was like got really popular and a lot of people played it, and a lot of people still play it, which I'm quite
a
surprised
lot of people
at.
still play it. Yeah. that. Then I moved on to CS:GO, but that's a very
Yeah.
old game now.
I mean, CS:GO was a classic multiplayer game, but I think honestly, like, if you're thinking about the best multiplayer games, then you want something that's like a sort of quite a big scale. And in that case, I would go for like an MMO. So I would probably go for Guild Wars 2 as one of my favorite MMO games.
Guild Wars 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that I missed its sort of my
Heyday.
main time. Yeah, its
Yeah.
heyday. Like I came back to
Hey,
it
look.
like this year, I think.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
well, last year, 2018, I went into it because I had a deal on all the DLC, so I just thought,
Right.
why not buy it all, give it a crack, see how you get on. And I did really like it. It's just I was a little bit upset that there was nobody else to like it with me.
Yeah, that's a problem I've always had with Guild Wars 2, where like I've always been a part of a community, but I've never like been in a Skype call. At the time would have been Skype.
Yeah.
Just talking to my mates about like how to take down this boss, or like what we need to do next, like grind this piece of armor
Yeah.
or whatever, like we do with Division 2. You know, it's like, hey guys,
Yeah.
how do I do the thing?
I take it back. TF2 second best. Like World of Warcraft is always going to be my first. Like even though I hate it now, and I lost half of my life, half of my adult life to that game.
Yeah.
Like it's still going to be the number one slot because I met so many people through it, and it sucked up so much of my time.
Yeah.
So that would be my
Your
number
top.
one multiplayer game.
On a side note, me and Omnis were actually thinking of picking up Guild Wars 2 again. So if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, hit me up. I'll do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll get involved in that. I need
Like,
to download it.
it's basically going to be like get to World Tier 5 in Division 2 and then play Guild Wars, I think, is what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so
yeah.
upcoming in the next so many, I don't know how long. I think it's September, isn't it?
Yes. Possibly.
September
I don't know what you're going to be talking about.
B3, Borderlands 3.
Yes, Borderlands motherfucking 3.
So I saw you guys spoke a lot about it last week, so I don't want to get into it too much because it will just be repeating what you've already said.
Yeah, but
you wanted to talk about
what's your quick take on Borderlands 3 before we go into that?
What's my quick take on Borderlands 3?
Yes.
It's going to be the next best thing to make me nut in my jeans.
Nice. I mean that will assert your dominance over your jeans.
Yeah. So I might just not wear them when I play that game.
Right. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I'm not sure it's gonna be better than Division 2.
I'm gonna get in from work and I'll close the door and I'll just zip my jeans down
and then
everyone will be like, he's off to play Borderlands.
Yeah,
that's where he's going. We all know where this leads.
Ankles, jeans around your ankles, just sat there.
I don't even take them off. I just leave them around my ankles and waddle up the stairs.
Yeah, too lazy. Yeah, I think Borderlands 3 is gonna be great. I don't think it's gonna be as good as Division 2.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's slight bias. But like, I'm gonna like completely honest, right? I bought Borderlands 1, I bought Borderlands 2 in a bundle and all of the DLCs and stuff like that, and I just haven't played it yet. Like I bought it probably just after Christmas. But I haven't played it yet. So I played like the first 2 missions of Borderlands 1, and it was just like I said to Ailin in the last podcast, it was like it's because it's an old game. It's sort of like
Borderlands 1 hasn't. Yeah, it's not aged.
It's not aged. I mean, Alien will say, "Oh yeah, it's cel shaded graphics and it's all great and it's shaded the best," but it just it just hasn't because it's like it's got no detail to it. It's all fucking like 480p resolution. It reminds me of the first time it's like it reminds me of the first time I played KOTOR, where like everything was just so low resolution. And you couldn't get to 16:9. I think it was like 4:3 was the max resolution.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a cool game. It would have been an amazing game when it dropped, but cannot. So, but they've got all the packs, the UHC packs now, and stuff like that. So
yeah, Borderlands 1. I've got it on my Steam library. I think I played like 40 hours of it. I can't remember, but I really enjoyed that. Fucking Borderlands 2. I played it on like my PlayStation. I can't remember if it was PS3 or 4.
Yeah, probably PS3.
But I played that all the way through. I did it multiple times over. I've probably put a couple hundred hours into it. Really loved it. It was so good. With all the DLC as well, there was just constant DLC drops.
Yeah, I think Borderlands 2 is a game that I need to play soon. But I don't know. It's been
That
sort of I've been meaning to play it, but it's always been pushed down because I sort of
that is
like
going to be such a time sink.
mm,
You realize?
yeah, because I played like when I was like, okay, I'm gonna play it after I whatever I was doing at the time, and then Anthem came out. And I played a bit of Anthem, didn't really like it, and then I was like, oh, I'll just basically do fuck all and then play a Division. That's basically what happened. So like I haven't really had the time to play it, and with exams coming up and stuff, I don't think I'll have the time. Um, but somehow I'll have the time for Guild Wars. Don't know how that works, but there we are. Yeah, no. So Borderlands 3, we have a little thing that we want to talk about, and it is called review bombing.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing until you told me about it.
Yeah. So if you look on the Borderlands
We
Steam
have an
page,
anime waving at us from the chat.
we have a
Gaben
little.
Zone. Hello,
Ah,
Gaben Zone.
hello, Game
Underscore
and
underscore
Zone.
underscore
How's it going, brother? It's actually 4 underscores there.
underscore. There you go.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah,
Just edit that
Borderlands
back.
2 on Steam. Here we go. Let's put in my birthday as oh, okay, or not.
Why are you opening it from Chrome?
Because I haven't got Steam open. I haven't opened Steam in like a month.
Wow.
Let's take a
Just
look
keeps
at the
itself up for me.
reviews.
It's like you're gonna fucking upload. You're gonna update all these games. You're not gonna play them, but you're gonna update them all.
Periods of
Thanks, Steam.
off-topic review detected. Excluded from the review score by default. How do I like see all the negative reviews that have come out recently?
Man, this sounds like something you should have sorted out.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, so it's like people are like, buy Borderlands 1, all the DLC on Steam, buy Borderlands 2 and all the DLC on Steam. All the players on Steam keeping the Borderlands 2 player base alive for the last few years. What do we get? A big old EGS slap in the face. I don't know what EGS means. At least Microsoft isn't dumb enough to put their titles on Epic. Smells like Fortnite money. No.
Okay.
Yeah, so people are like, it's because basically people are angry that it's on the Epic Store and not Steam Store where all the other games are, and they're just a little bit like, vexed.
Okay. My point is, why do they care? Just download the Epic launcher.
But the thing is the Epic launcher is just like people don't really want to use it because it's a bit shit.
Right.
And
Yeah,
because
that's
it's quite
exactly where Vix is coming from.
yeah, like it's it's the problem is with the Epic Store is it's just incomplete, right? And people Epic are just literally just paying off people with all this fucking shit money they farmed from 10-year-olds. And they're just like saying, "Hey, come
Ooh.
to our store." And I mean, honestly, Borderlands 3 is like an acceptable case of going to the Epic Store. It's on Unreal Engine, I believe. So they get a cut because it's like Steam take about 30-ish%. It drops down to 20 after a while, but we'll say they get about 20-30%. Epic is less than that. I think it's like 10 or 15%, and then they cut another 5 or so percent off if you already have an Unreal license or your game is published on with the Unreal Engine. So they get much more money. Epic get less money, and 2K get more money, and Gearbox. So that's why I think it's a good idea. The reason I'm sort of slightly, like very slightly, just annoyed with it a little bit, is just because everything else, like the entire saga, is on Steam, and so 13%. There we go. Willow says 13%. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing that it's on the Epic Store because it's got a lot of stuff going for it. But at the same time, it's sort of being unfaithful to the Steam store and the Steam community who keep playing this game and play so much of it.
I feel like people have been given too much wiggle room to have an opinion on what goes on in the gaming industry.
I don't think too much wiggle room. I think not enough wiggle room actually, and I think one of the main reasons that they do actually one of the main reasons that they do actually
Go on.
review
use
my words. I'm trying to think of words. The reason that the people are review bombing is they don't think they have a voice. I think is like one of the main reasons, and so I think they are driven to review bomb stuff like this out of necessity for like just
Good word.
outreach and stuff.
But
Outrage and outreach, both.
I still don't understand. Like, why is this a problem? Like, yes, I know, like, it's not on Steam, it's on Epic, but things like this have been going on for years. Normally in the console world, like normally it's
Yeah.
PS4 exclusive or Xbox exclusive.
The
And
thing is,
people,
it's paid exclusives is the big thing,
they
and
were
it's not
pissed
like
about it, but you get on with it, you know.
yeah.
Nobody's ever boycotted a fucking game or anything. Nobody's gone to the midnight release of Assassin's Creed and held up their Xbox picket sign and
Yeah.
bash people over the head with tents made of fucking PS4 boxes.
I mean, personally, I don't like the practice of paid exclusives, especially for like a year on PC. Because PC has always been like a sort of the last bastion of good.
The master race.
Yeah, it's the master race for a reason, and it's not because of fucking RGB and $600 graphics cards and stuff like that. It's because it's the least scummy place for your games in anywhere. Like the thing is with Xbox and PS4, they have the exclusives and stuff. And remember when the Xbox One came out, people were like, "Holy shit, you all suck," because they were like, what was it? Was like the whole thing with Xbox One, and if you want to give a disc to a friend, they have to pay the full RRP to play that game, like register it on their account and on the console and be able to play it. And it's like just scummy stuff like that. Yeah,
where I could just give my friend the disc for Conker's Bad Hair Day.
Yeah, and they didn't like go through with it. They rolled it back, but the Steam platform especially has always had like loads of deals, and it's had loads of features added to it over the years. And granted, it was in the same place that Epic was when it launched, right? It was like just a place where you load the game, and then it got a friends list, and then it got the community, and then it got the store, and it became an actual platform. And I think Epic are diving in like too much with the whole platform thing because they don't have like reviews or anything yet.
I mean,
their refund system and their customer support is just retardedly stupid.
Can you say that word?
Retardedly stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it has to dive in deep because it's going up against Steam. Like, it has to. It's not going to compete if it doesn't make bold moves and quickly.
Yeah, but at the same, like, that's why I'm saying this is like a case where it's acceptable, because they haven't like said, oh, it's coming out on Steam. Here's a Steam store. Here's all of the marketing on Steam. Fuck you, we're actually on Epic. Like Metro did, and like the other one that was recently. Fuck, which one was it?
What
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah, the Outer Worlds, the Obsidian one. Yeah, like those sort of cases where they've just said, "Oh yeah, we're on Steam, cool," and then no, we're on Epic now. That's the most scummy part of it.
To be fair, okay, I agree with the concept of review bombing. Like, I know what people are trying to do because it's the only platform to do it.
Yeah.
However, it's not helpful to the to the developer that you're trying to support. Like,
trying to rally for action. I don't think support is.
Well, no, because like we like Gearbox, right?
Yes.
And at the same time, we're taking a dump on their games.
Yeah, like, I see where you're coming from.
There should be, what I'm trying to say is there should be another outlet for people to be able to say, we don't like this, not review bombing games.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
I
that's
think
not fair.
Go on, you go. You finish your sentence.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like that's not fair to. For example, like if you go on Steam and you're looking at a new game, I know this is for older games, but you're looking to buy a new game and you see this one and you like the look of it, then you scroll down and you see the reviews are mostly negative. Like, do you even bother scrolling down to see those reviews? Or do you just see that red banner and think,
I personally do. But some people might not, I guess.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like gamers being so mad about things that gaming industries do. I feel like there's not another sort of community that responds the same way.
Yeah,
let's
like
take it like something I do know about, right? Is the music community, like
right.
artists and bands and things like that, and festivals and things. Like if ticket prices get hiked up for a festival or for a band or something like that,
Yeah.
there isn't an a public outcry. Like there isn't a complete rally of arms. Like nobody is review bombing their albums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen. All that happens is, oh shit, I've got to put an extra bit of money away because I want to go and do this thing that I really want to do.
Yeah. I mean,
Like if that translated into the gaming community, people would be like, "Oh shit, it's on Epic. I guess I download Epic Store and go to do the thing that I really want to
yeah.
do."
But at the same time, like the thing with the whole music thing is, if you're going to buy your tickets, is there a tickets review section? Can you like, is there like a
Yes.
review for a band? Is there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, because like every time I've ordered tickets for concerts, it's literally just like you complain about it on Facebook if the prices are too high. That's basically it. Like you go buy the
Yeah, but
tickets,
that's
you
what I
can't
mean.
like
Like you
scroll
complain to
down
your
and
friends
comment.
and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
you don't take a shit on the artist because I guess it feels a bit more personal because in a band, let's say average, there's only 3 or 4 people in a band, and if you're review bombing them, you feel a little bit more like you're
yeah.
personally attacking those people.
It's less of a sort of gang attack on than the gaming community is, I think. But
Yeah,
at the other
whereas in the
side of that
gaming community, you
spectrum,
look at an industry and it's just a faceless name, unless you go
yeah,
in and look at like the devs and the individuals,
stare at
like
their
you just
faces and
see,
say, "I hate you with all my breath."
yeah,
Yeah,
like you just see Gearbox or
yeah,
Bethesda or other game companies.
yeah. But I think on the other side of that, it's like I don't know. I mean, it's much easier to have a voice in the gaming community because there are things like reviews and stuff like that
Yeah,
which are all publicly available, and there's so many people that you can easily like change the tide of something. But I think review bombing comes down to like two sides of the coin, right? The one side you have, it's really bad because the game might be really, really good, and people will have played it for ages, as is the case with Borderlands 2. Played it for absolutely ages and loved the game, and then all of a sudden something happens and they're like, no, fuck you, I hate your game and you suck. That's the bad side to it. And that's why things like the Steam sort of review filter, where it filters out mass negative like reviews and stuff, or mass positive reviews as well, and tries to keep it a bit balanced, is it's such a good idea is because it goes against that grain, right? On the other side of the coin, you have the whole players don't really have like a big place where they can voice all of their disappointment, right? The thing is with the Steam review section is it's not really like moderated. So you can say whatever you want and you can leave this negative review and it leaves like a lasting effect on the product that the developer has previously put out, like in this case Borderlands 2. Um, and it's really easy to show your opinions and show your discontent for whatever scummy practice or otherwise the company's doing. It's different on sites like Reddit and maybe Discord as well, because Reddit and Discord are quite heavily moderated, I believe, like
Mm.
bigger communities, right? You can't say like I completely disagree with you know Gearbox 2K and their decisions, and I hate their guts for it, because you're just going to be like removed because this post isn't helpful, or like it doesn't
I
have
mean,
like a
with
good.
that content, it's not very
No,
constructive.
yeah, but like it's easy. That means
I know
the
what you
average
mean,
player has
though.
got to have a bit. You got to write like lines and lines of prose to be able to actually like publish their
I
point,
feel like
their
it's
idea.
just the content's just got to sound constructive rather
Yeah,
than
but
aggressive.
that's not to say that non-constructive people don't have a point.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
so
very
it's like,
constructive, and
yeah, the thing is
I
with Reddit
have a
is
lot
it
of points.
filters out like half of like even more than half, probably 75% of I guess if there is
Mm.
a big event like this, um, it'll filter out like 75% because there will be people that don't really like it, but they don't have the either the eloquence or the time to write out a 500-word essay detailing why the Epic Game Store sucks. They just want to say it sucks because
Yeah,
they might have like they have an opinion and they're entitled to it, and so
everyone has an
the
opinion.
yeah the Steam store just gives them the opportunity to put down that that pitchfork
It's
and
like
scream at
it's
people.
like arseholes. Like everybody, opinions are like arseholes.
Yes.
Like everybody has one, and it doesn't mean I want to see yours.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like I look at mine all the time. Like I, I
Yeah.
do. You know, I curl up in a little armadillo shape.
But at the same time, if
Mhm.
you're in an industry such as this, where you're selling a product, you want to see other people's opinion, because or at least game developers say, oh, we value your feedback and your opinions. But Fallout 76, take for example, Bethesda community were like, oh, guys, we really want your feedback on the game, and we'll respond to like every Reddit post, and we'll give all of our opinions, all of your answers, like all of your opinions answers. There we go. And then when it came down to it, the only time Reddit like sort of watchers from Bethesda community like service that I've seen anyway have actually put on Reddit is like patch notes and stuff. Like they don't really respond to people's
Yeah,
issues or
concerns.
criticisms, and that's why this happens. Like this is why review bombing happens, is because gamers feel like completely, I guess, left out of the discussion unless they can sort of quite clearly affect some economical change in
Yeah,
the company. Like, and that's how the whole vote with your wallet thing. And this is what I was saying about the music industry and loads of other industries, where if you think the other thing is bad, or you dislike how it's been done or whatever, just vote with your wallet. Don't buy the product. And sure, you can not buy the product, but big like monolithic game dev studios don't give a shit about the little guy and not buying with their wallet. If like, you know, 5% don't like buy the game that maybe would have bought the game, that's inconsequential, because the other 95% have bought the game and they're still making a shit ton of money.
yeah,
Whereas like, if you have a load of negative reviews on your product, then people are going to see that, like you said, they're going to see the mostly negative reviews or whatever, and they're going to say, well, fuck this game, I'm not buying it. And it sort of it butterfly effects out from there. And that's what I think about
yeah.
review bombing.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
How long does this podcast last?
However long we want it to last. Usually it's about an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and a half. But we can cut
Right.
it off an hour if you want. If you've got someone else to be, it's fine.
'Cause honestly, because the plan was right. This is a bit of maybe
Bit of meta.
TMI.
Bit of
Yeah,
meta.
like the plan was I was supposed to be a guest on, and I don't really like topical subjects. I'm normally the guy on the sideline, like listening in, and then if
Yeah.
something comes up and I want to take the piss out of it, then that's when I join in
Yeah. Right.
because I know that my opinion. I'm not a very learned person.
Yeah.
I don't really look into these kind of things. It's sort of spur of the moment how I feel I say. But there is one thing on the agenda that I really do want to talk about, and I didn't know if I was going to miss the opportunity.
Right.
Like we've kind of covered a good majority, but it's about the Who, not the band. That
Right.
joke's been made before.
Nice.
The World
Many
Health
times.
Organization.
Who?
The World Health Organization.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You got me. You got me.
Yeah, I thought so. Yes. What about the World Health Organization, Mr. Bluister Finch?
Says
That's our
that
names. Ah.
says that gaming addiction is now a legitimate problem and is a concern.
Mm.
I
Yes.
strongly disagree.
Yes. Me too.
Because all right, give me the definition of an addiction.
Something where you physically cannot, like, well, I say physically cannot, but it's extremely hard to stop doing the thing, right? And
Okay.
it's like, it's usually adverse, like an adverse thing you're doing, an adverse activity.
Yeah, I'll
That's
tell you
probably
what.
more in
I'll
depth.
explain myself better because the way I just explained it says that I don't agree with them categorizing it as an addiction. I agree with that. I agree with them saying there is a gaming addiction.
Right.
Like some people cannot function. They have to play games. They put off work. They put off family commitments. They
Yeah.
put off bills. They pay money to do anything to do with games. They ruin
They
their
buy
lives
a
because
copious amount of microtransactions. They appear on
yeah.
Ascension podcast.
Stop it.
It's too
Look,
personal.
we're not airing
We're
my
not
dirty
airing,
laundry right now.
Gotcha.
But I feel like it's just thrown around too loosely. Like every mother and father on Facebook or in any public forum they claim that their kid has gaming addiction, but they don't. It's a hobby. Like,
Yeah.
there's a fine line between uh, a hobby that somebody enjoys and the hobby going too far into an addiction.
Mhm.
For example, like, let's take another addiction, like gambling or drinking or
Yeah.
smoking. Like, at what point does that become an addiction? It becomes an addiction when you scrape the barrel in order to do that thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can play games all day
Mhm.
without breaks. Like, I don't care. I will spend my entire days off playing games, but that's because I enjoy doing that.
Mhm.
Like, other people will spend their entire days, I don't know, watching TV, or I don't know,
Making
playing sports
Airfix
outside,
models,
or yeah, making models, or Warhammer and whatever.
Warhammer stuff like that. Yeah.
But they won't sort of then call in sick the next day,
And the
play
next day.
games,
And the
and
next
the
day.
next day, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's I think it needs to be better explained.
Yeah. Like, but people still have like gamers. As much as I hate fucking saying the word gamers because it's like gamers rise up sort of thing. But yeah, just gamers in general, like they still have commitments, I guess. See you later, Rolock. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, but gamers still have commitments that they need to do, right? And so does everyone else. Gamblers still have commitments. Smokers have commitments. The drinkers have commitments, and everybody has like things to do. And it's when you forego those commitments that it becomes like a serious problem.
Yeah, like, I do all of those things that I just
Yeah.
listed. Like,
Right.
until recently, I stopped smoking. That's a lie.
Yeah.
um, no, I try to stop it. I can't. That
Yeah.
is an addiction.
That is an
But
addiction.
like, drinking and gambling and things like that. Like, I'll gamble on the off chance, like if it's the national or something, which it is today.
On the off chance.
On the off chance. And drinking, yeah, I do. I don't know, once every other weekend, like every 2 or 3 weeks or something, because I don't need to.
Yeah.
And gaming, like, if I had to take time out, if I had to go do something, I just have to leave it where it is. I don't have to cart the fucking PC or take a laptop or a tablet or something wherever I go. I don't have to be looking at a screen all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I can take time away, and it doesn't hurt me.
Yeah. I think this is like it's an interesting topic, this, because obviously, I play copious amounts of games, but I like not, I've got school and stuff. I'm not gonna like take 2 days off school because a new game just dropped. I'm gonna wait for the weekend and then I'm gonna play the
Yeah.
games at the weekend. It's like people, wouldn't stop going to school or work just to play, football in the field with their mates. People
Yeah.
would wait until the weekend to do it, and that's like people saying, my parents, the Gestapo guards that they are like, oh, you're addicted to video games and you're banned. It's like, okay, well, that is inconsequential to me because I'm still, achieving good grades and, I still play a lot of games. So,
Yeah.
it's like
It depends on how people view
people
the activity
overreact,
that
I
you're doing.
think. Yeah, like
Because gaming has a very negative stigma.
yeah, I've said to my dad multiple times, you wouldn't have a problem if I was out playing football all day, or
Yeah.
out, rowing all day, or on the water or whatever. Like, they wouldn't have a problem if it was, outside in the God's country in the fresh air sort of thing. Hell, even
I
fucking
think it's
horseback
because
riding would be fine with them.
gaming is viewed as very sort of
Antisocial
non-constructive,
and that, yeah,
antisocial. Like, because I will sit and I'll play my guitar for hours because
yeah,
I'm trying to learn new stuff and trying to get better, and that's viewed as a constructive hobby
yeah,
because you're learning things. I don't get questioned and called I'm addicted to my guitar. I'm addicted to playing music because that sounds silly even when you say it.
yeah. Like nobody would ever say that.
Like, I don't understand how this sort of
It's
it's
just
not
got
it's a very passive, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you say, it's got a massive negative stigma associated with it. And I think it stems from like just being antisocial, sitting in a darkened room, staring at a screen with a keyboard and a mouse or a console and a controller or whatever, and just doing nothing. But at the same time, like we said earlier, I've made friends from all over the world. I talk to people from every corner of the globe. And it's something that my parents, their grandparents, whatever, they don't do. My sister doesn't do that. Like, sure, we like don't talk to the people next to us as much as we would because we're playing games or whatever, but at the same time, like, we're still being social. Like
Yeah.
if people say I'm not social, but I'm sat here doing this podcast with you, talking about really sensitive topics. You know, I'm talking to Alien about university and stuff like that, and like, sure, I'm talking to most people about games and stuff and what they've been playing recently and stuff like that. But it's like it's not like you're just grunting and reverting back into savagery and just going,
Yeah.
I play game. Like,
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Yeah, like you said, you know all kinds of people. Like, I'll say to my folks every now and then, like I was talking to my friend from Denmark, or I was talking to my friend from Germany, and things like.
yeah,
And they're like, "How do you know people in Germany?" And I
yeah,
was like, "Because I play games. I talk to them." And so,
like, oh,
well, how do you know them? How
games.
do you know they're not like a creepy stranger?
Yeah,
And
exactly. That's the other thing.
I was like, well, I guess I don't. But then again, I don't think creepy strangers would be asking me what my item level is and asking me to do dungeons for hours. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
like
unless it's a very specific type of dungeon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, like so I went to I think I told you. So I went to Edinburgh a few weeks
yes,
ago. I went to meet one of our mutual friends,
yeah,
and before I went, so I was talking to my folks like the day I was leaving to get on the train, and they said, "So where are you going?" I said, I'm off to Edinburgh," and they went, "Who do you know in Edinburgh?" I was like, "So there's these people that I play games with," and they're
yeah,
like, "But do you know who you're going to meet?" And I was like, "I guess at the end of the day, I don't know who I'm going to meet. It's a lot of faith and trust, but it's not a horror story that you hear all the time. You know, it's
yeah,
not going to be I'm going to turn up and they're going to have balaclavas and
yeah,
beat me over the head."
yeah. Like the chances of that happening are extremely rare, and if you have more than 6 firing synapses in your brain, you're going to know something's up with like the people you're talking to. Like
Yeah.
this mutual friend, we've both been talking to since Destiny 2 came out, so probably like 2 years, right? And I mean, our mutual friend isn't exactly going to go and say, like, right, you're going to get, you know, fiddled now and stuff like that. I mean, I fucking well hope not. I hope not. Shout out to our mutual friend. Um, but yeah, they wouldn't just because we've known them for so long, and we know sort of like what they're like, and we know what a lot of our friends are like in general. It's hard to think they would be, a nonce or whatever, but at the same time, you can never be like 100% sure, but you have a pretty good fucking idea. Because if you've talked to them for more than a week and they haven't said, hey, send nudes, then you're fine. If that makes sense. I think I worded that shittily, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so social gaming is like it's the main reason I play games is just to connect with people that I would never have connected with, right? And it's really easy, if you just like know someone in your class or whatever, you don't know if they play games or not, and you just sort of talk to them, and then you're like, one day you say, "Oh, I was playing this game," and they're like, "No shit, I was playing this game," like, and then you start playing with that person, you get to know them a lot more. That's like the sort of ideal situation for, I guess, like somebody IRL and playing games with somebody IRL, right? And that's like
Yeah.
how me and Noah met, is because that's Yeti. Um, like that's how us two met. Is we were just sort of like, hi, I play a game. Hi, I also play game. Let's play game together. We played
Yeah.
game
Well,
together.
yeah, this is the thing. So, yeah, so I went to Edinburgh, and we didn't like this is the point that I tried to get across to my folks, is that I got there and we didn't just sit in a room and play games as if we weren't
There, yeah,
like as if I wasn't there, you know?
yeah,
Like we went out and we socialized and things like that, and we went and did things out in Edinburgh. And then so I got the train after the fast of the train that it was. It took me like 8 hours to get
yeah.
home.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know it was all cancelled, and I had to get different changes and stuff.
Hmm.
And I got back, and my folks were like, "So what happened?" I was like,
I got
What
fiddled.
do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? What happened?" I went and met a person, and we went out into Edinburgh, and they're like, "But you don't know this person," and it was I couldn't explain it enough for them
Yeah,
to understand that it was a person I was going to meet, and not some creep with a keyboard.
yeah. Like, I mean, we know what this mutual friend looks like, and we've talked to them for so long that we know that they're a normal person, a normal decent person, but like,
Normal's a stretch.
yeah, I guess. Shout out to our mutual friend. Um, but yeah, no, like they don't know that, and I think it's the sort of they only hear about the worst case scenarios and not the best case scenarios. Like when
Yeah.
I went to Amsterdam, didn't do it in the end, but me and a couple of friends that I've known for the longest amount of time, were gonna just meet up, go for a couple of drinks, chill out, stuff like that. We were gonna do that one day. It didn't happen in the end, but like my parents were like, "Why would you ever do that? Why would you?" They literally their words were like, "That's just weird." Like it's not weird because I've known these people for long. I consider them friends, and sure, I might not know, what they all look like. I know what a few of them look like and stuff like that, and I can vouch for them. But they can't see that, and that's the
Yeah.
weird thing.
Like, so you've never met Connor, have you? Alien. You never met him.
No,
No. You see, yeah, because I when I lived in Bracknell,
yeah,
when I was working there, I met Connor through other people,
right,
and since moving away, he's since become, that internet
closer.
friend.
Yeah, he's become closer, even though you've moved away.
Yeah, because I talk to him more now than I did when I lived pretty much next door to him.
Yeah,
And yeah, the social aspect of games and gaming in the community is it's very much it's sort of ignored when people think about it, when people talk about it,
yeah,
and it's almost not believed. Like people don't
yeah,
want to believe that
yeah,
it's such a social platform that it is.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I was like, because I'm gonna go to a uni near to Alien, and he like we were just talking about shit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a load of hardware I can lend you, so you can host some stuff like the bots that I maintain and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. That sounds good. And we can just like meet and go for a couple of drinks, get to know each other, like more than just games, which we sort of already do. So it's sort of against the point, but still, going out for
Oh
drinks is
man,
fine."
Connor drinking. So this is
Oh,
this is perhaps off topic, but
oh,
when no, it's not bad. It's not bad.
okay,
He won't mind me saying this either. Like when
alright,
Connor drinks, he suddenly becomes fascinated with everything. Like
right,
everything is now the best thing he's heard of.
right. That's,
So
oh my god.
so you can imagine us like what I'm like.
Yeah.
I just spout
Talk. Yeah, no,
random.
me too. When I'm hammered, I just talk.
Oh, I just do it in general.
Right.
I'll just
Yeah.
come up with something. I'll just say it. And that is sort of the sort of the catalyst that he needs to just
Hmm.
ramble on about something he knows a lot about.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and it's funny because he does it in his drunk words.
Hmm.
And when we're out and about, I think I've said this before. When we're out and about, like I'm one of these people that if I see something, I'll go and do it. Like if we're walking down the street and there's like a street performer or something like that, and we're supposed to be at a place,
Yeah.
I'll stop and I'll say no, we're going to do this thing. I'd be like, no,
Right.
we've got to be somewhere. We've got to go and do this thing. We've got to be there. I'll be like, no, this is now what we're doing.
This is our objective.
This is now our objective. And I like being
Oh,
that
nice.
sort of that funness. But yeah, and that's where the sort of the social thing of gaming comes from, and it's good and it's
Yeah,
nice,
because you
and
you
people
just
don't recognize it.
you just grow these more connections and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um.
So,
So
how do you normally wrap up a podcast?
I don't really know. I mean, we could still talk about like what aliens, because Alien gave us his notes today. He was like, talk about these things because I've been really fucking busy. We could still talk about Discord and stuff and the evolution of social gaming platforms over time. That sounds like a fucking essay. Um,
What did I used to do? TeamSpeak is what I used to do.
TeamSpeak. Yeah, I used to use Discord a lot. Not Discord. I still use Discord a lot. I used to use Skype a lot. Um, but
I remember I've got a story about TeamSpeak and Ventrilo and stuff. So, do you want to hear the story?
sure,
Okay, cool.
story
So,
time.
story time. So, when I was, I don't know, 11, 12, something like that,
Right,
I used to go to my best friend's house. He lived like 2 minutes away from me. So, I'd walk across the field and I'd be at his house.
right,
And it was like a farmer's field. So, I'd have to go around the edge or I'd just run through it sometimes if there was no tractor around. I live
right.
in the north.
Yes, nice.
And I'd go there and I'd just sit on his like spare computer
Mhm.
and would play World of Warcraft together, like so it's sort of face to face on this table, but the monitors were in the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is when I was just starting to get into raiding, so it must have been about the time that, like just before Cataclysm came out. For people that know about WoW,
Right.
and I was starting to raid with him, and his parents played as well.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so we're all sat there in the living room, in the kitchen. Sorry, it was like a ensuite, like dining room sort of thing, so it's fairly
Okay.
big.
Cool.
And we're all
Nice.
sat in there, raiding away, and
Yeah.
we're all on Ventrilo. So obviously we all had to have push to talk, because otherwise that'd be a fuck fest. It would just be, one person would talk, and then the other three people in the room would also pick it up, and it would just be nuts.
Yeah.
So we're all on push to talk. But our raid leader,
Mhm.
he just disappears for a second. It's in the middle of a boss fight, and he's calling shots and things like that, and he just disappears, and we're like, well, fuck, what we're gonna do? So we just sort of wing it, and he gets back. I can't remember his name now. I think we'll call him Tony.
Right.
Um,
Sorry.
he gets back, and he's a foreign guy. I can't remember his accent, but in a really thick accent. He's like, "Sorry guys, I had to go, and my mum fell over." And we're like, "Oh, right, is she
shit.
okay?" He was like, "Yeah, no, she's fine. She just fell down the stairs. I think she broke her arm." And
Oh.
we're like, "Tony, go sort out your mum." And
Yeah.
like, no, we're raiding. I'll sort it out later. She's fine. We're like, what? Like, I think that loops back round to what we were talking about with gaming
Yeah.
addiction.
That's like the other side of it.
Because I feel like that's gaming
But he's
addiction.
got a priority right there, and he's just
Yeah, like,
oh my
like
god.
his mum's fallen down the stairs. We had to convince him. Like, we kicked him from the raid and everything to just make him go.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was just that
Yeah.
links us right back round to gaming addiction. Because like if I were to be in something, if
Yeah.
I'd be raiding or something like that, and my mum fell down the stairs, I'd be gone in a shot. Like I just turn the PC off. That'd be
Yeah.
that.
I just dip because there are like much
Um,
more important things.
yeah. But that, amongst other ones of like, I don't know, like people joining Discord, forgetting to mute their mic,
Yeah.
like that's, like just watching porn or something in the background. That happened not too long
Nice.
ago. Not to me,
Right. But somebody else in your.
but to a friend of mine
Oh
who
Christ.
he left, or they, or she.
Willow says,
left-
"Fuck you, mum. You made me miss my raid."
uh,
I refuse to pay your health insurance now. I'm gonna send you to a fucking hospice.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, that's like
the
that's
evolution
like a bad
of
thing. The evolution of social gaming platforms. Now, obviously, like Skype and that, right? We all used to use Skype in back in the day. I used to play copious amounts of Minecraft over Skype with a load of mates. We used to play like Tekkit. We were just used to get home after school, boot up Skype, boot up Tekkit, and just go absolutely fucking ham on that game.
I used to play Little Big Planet.
Oh, Little Big, what a game! Now that is one of the few console games I've played and own. Because I have a PS3 with about 4 games.
It's an excellent game.
Yeah, it's a great game. But yeah, no. So obviously they didn't used to be that massive, but over time with stuff like TeamSpeak and I think Ventrilo and especially Discord, communities grew and grew, and you could actually like have a community of friends, and then you could expand it. And now we've got we have the Ascension clan obviously, which has 200 plus people in it, and it's like an actual community where we're all in the same space and we're all talking and stuff. You didn't get that in Skype.
I like to say
so
it's enough to fill a room. That's what
yeah,
I like
it's enough
say.
to fill a room. And if you take the active players, it's enough to fill a small 1 meter by 1 meter.
It's enough to
box.
fill a table.
Yeah. Dead clan. Nah. So yeah, so it's actually made it so that you actually have platforms to go on and talk to people and stuff, and that's like one of the big reasons that social gaming and being social while you're playing games and stuff like that is actually a relevant thing now, and like people can actually do it, is because you've got these big communities. It used to be Reddit and stuff, but you never used to actually be able to talk with the person on the other end. And that's so Discord has become really accessible because it's easy to use. Anybody could just bam, one click create a server. I remember TeamSpeak, you had to like download and run like a fucking executable and stuff, like a dedicated server you have to have running all the time.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But Discord, it's all hosted by them, so it's easy as pie. You can literally just click a few buttons and bam, you've got a server, and you can grow it up from there. And that's why you meet all these people from all over the world. Oh yeah, you did have to pay for it as well. Like TeamSpeak, you had to pay for either to host or to um rent it off a hosting company. I had a TeamSpeak server which was about 30 slots, which was literally like £2 a month, which is cheap as chips. But like it's still £2 a month, and when I had that when I was about 14, um, I was just I didn't have enough money to be able to sustain that really. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously I did. It's £2 a month, but
I
like,
remember paying for a dedicated Minecraft server from Mojang.
oh yeah,
Um, that was £15 a month,
oh my god,
more than their
that's
base
nuts.
game.
Yeah, I've hosted my fair share of Gary's Mod servers in my time. At
Oh,
least,
Gmod.
at least 6. Oh, Gmod. That's oh man, multiplayer games.
Multiplayer.
And we're back to where we started. Yeah, but
Gmod
yeah,
was
Gmod, what a great game.
fantastic.
Yeah. But like
I'm gonna put a
I've
little
hosted a
plug
lot of
in now
Gmod
for my
servers.
Twitch channel.
Yeah,
Go watch
nice.
my clips. Go watch
Yeah,
my Gmod clips.
nice.
Man, it's so funny. It's such a good game. Like, well, the game modes in it, like TTT. We played a lot of TTT. I
TTT.
I had the best times playing TTT.
Yeah, we need to have a big TTT sesh at some point.
We do. We
Hello,
do.
everybody, and welcome back to Trouble in
Oh
Terrorist Town.
Christ.
Oh man, good times. Yeah, TTT. What the fuck? But like, yeah. So I used to have Garry's Mod servers where I'd make like enough money from stuff like donations and stuff to be able to host it, but I was still like paying money towards it, and services like TeamSpeak and Discord allowed me to interact with that community in a way that like I never would have been able to do.
No, you get a very different sort of social aspect from games. Like,
Yeah, like
it's a community that you won't find anywhere else. Like, you make communities in other places, of course you do,
yeah,
but it's not. It's never going to be the same. It's never going to function the same. It's not going to be the same kind of people. It's a complete own world of its own,
yeah,
and it's just not given that credit. When people say, "Oh, he's a gamer," they think, what a nerd.
yeah. But behind every
Or
nerd is a
she.
Discord
I
server.
keep saying he.
Or
Or
she.
she.
Or she.
Or they. Or it.
Or
Or them.
not no. He or
Could
she.
be a hive. Could be a hive
We are
mind.
gamers. We do not like minorities. Rise up,
Hippies.
fellow gamers, and be counted.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think on that note, we should probably cut it there before we devolve into Veronica. Why have you forbanded me? Why have you forbanded me, Veronica? I don't fucking know.
Is this a young people meme that I don't understand?
This is. Have you not seen r/gamers rise up?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so cringy. It's so funny. It's great.
I'll probably never go and see it.
Yeah, it's like
Just
it's
to let you know.
there are memes. Basically, the Joker from Batman.
Yes.
Other DC. Well, actually, other
Other
everything is a
jokers are
variable.
available.
Yes. The Joker from the pack of cards. No, but yeah, it's basically the Joker is the mascot, and it's like I don't know, office chair $50, gamer chair $200, and there's a picture of the Joker saying in like impact font, saying, "Still think the gamer tax doesn't exist."
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like
That's a
really,
terrible
it's
meme.
really cringy. Like, some of them are really funny. Anyway, yeah, I digress. Games are social. Review bombing is sometimes okay, and the BAFTA Game Awards make no sense. And that is the bombshell for this episode.
You got to come up with something better than fucking Bombshell.
Okay, well, sorry, I've been watching Top Gear.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Okay, right. What do you reckon?
and that is what we've not been able to figure out.
And that's what we've not been able to figure out. Or is it?
Find out.
Find out after the week-long break where we come back next time. Yeah. So I think that's the end of the. Willow, good job, guys. Very impressive. Thank you, Willow. Yeah. So I think we'll stop it there before we devolve into savagery and start incessantly mumbling about catchphrases.
Banging
But this
each
has
other.
been.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, what?
Anyway.
Whatever floats your boat, dude. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever pitches you 10. That's my favorite. Yeah, anyway, thanks very much for
Shouldn't be.
watching the Ascension podcast episode 3. We hope you guys enjoyed. Cats. Why cats? I would have been okay with cats. What? Willow, we're trying to end the show here. God damn it, woman. Yeah. Look, minorities. Ugh, I'm so angry.
Catchphrase. Oh, I see.
Catchphrase. Oh, okay. Cat.
Cats. Catchphrase.
So our catchphrase is cats.
I think you missed the joke. Just end the
Look,
podcast.
stop bullying me. Right,
Look,
yeah.
you're
no,
young. I'm allowed to.
Okay. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget that all of our podcasts episodes are streamed in front of a live studio audience, but there's no studio. It's just Twitch. Twitch.tv.
No, there is.
Is there? Is your mum? Is your mum in the background?
Love
Woo! I love Ascension. Yeah, nice.
Who's that guy? Kick him out.
I don't know. Get him out of here. There's like 10 fat people stand up with Ascension written across. Not much of an audience. Yeah, it's about 3 people probably. But yeah, no, this has been a great episode. We've talked about some really hard hitting shit. So thanks, Lewis, for coming. If you have anything you want to plug at the minute, now's your chance.
There you go.
Nice.
Check out my Twitch when I start streaming again.
Check out his Twitch when he starts streaming again. So twitch.tv/blueisthefinch, as it says there on your lovely screens, Blueis_the_Finch. As for me, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, VraxNHD. We will have the VODs up on my YouTube channel. I haven't put the episode 2 one up yet. That's just because I haven't had the time.
You're lazy.
And I'm lazy. Give away a car like Oprah. Can we?
We don't have the budget, because I can let alone pay for my own.
Okay, here's what we do. You donate $50,000, and I will buy you a third-hand Russian shitty Dacia, and you can have that. Only if you donate $50,000 though. Yeah, no. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, if you're watching on the VOD or the Twitch right now, we do have the podcast available on Castbox and also on Spotify. You can find us on Spotify at the Ascension podcast in your lovely search bars. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, Lewis. It's been a pleasure having you today. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. Maybe next week or whenever you're available. I don't know.
I am a pleasure.
We very much plan these things about 10 minutes before they are due to air. So
I only fucking knew yesterday that I was supposed to be co-hosting this.
Yeah.
All right then.
All right. Catch you later, guys. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.